Artinian everybody. This is your crazy, insane host, Patrick OC, aka Shouted Sin, or as my friends call me, Sin. And today is the first episode of DasVlog. A lot about my character, Nella Clarkson, and we're going to be talking about one of the main heroines from the new book, Threefold Seer, and about positive role models. So I want to begin with that. In the wake of recent events in major entertainment, I've just recently jumped on Tumblr and everybody's like, "Long live Hedda." For those of you who don't follow the 100, they pulled something which on tropes.com is called "bury your gays," which basically means if you're gay or bi and you're a woman, if you do the deed with your lover, you're probably gonna end up dead within an episode. It's a form of lazy writing. It's kind of like how if your character's trans, to be honest, until Orange is the New Black and more recently Sense8, and I'm just going to put this out there. Yay, Jamie Clayton is awesome. She's in a movie with Neon Demon. Check it out, guys. I haven't, sadly, but just going to put that out there. Actually getting actresses who are trans to roles for trans is still troublesome. I mean, we had to get Eddie Redmayne for the Danish girl, so I'm not even going to go there, guys. It looks like a great movie, but I still have a problem with straight people being casted for queer roles and then being called brave. There's something wrong where we consider that something that's cool. I mean, it's great that the story is being told and stuff, but at the same time, let's open up casting. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But anyway, so let's talk here about, just quickly, for those of you who don't know, there's gender identity, which is how you as a person identify, or who you are. So if I ask you, what is your gender? And your reply is, I'm a man. That means that you identify as a man or male, okay? For those of you, if you are born that way, and I say this because I'm talking about genitals, then that is your assigned at birth, okay? So just then we understand the term. So, the concept of male and female and the concept of gender roles and the terms, that's all cultural, okay? Every culture has different roles and things assigned to that. They also have different terms and how that spreads out. Some cultures have more than one gender. And I will link examples from Wikipedia down there. But we have sworn virgins in the Balkans. Those are women who which act like men and are treated as men. They can inherit. You have the Katoi in Thailand. You have the Hirja in India. There's one in Mexico. And these are things. We also have had people who have been third gendered and dressing up and acting differently than who they are for thousands of years. So, I mean, even Native Americans had two-spirit. So this is not a concept that is new. It is not something that is wrong. If you say it is wrong, then I'm sorry to say, but you are wrong. I'm going to be mean here and say, if that's a problem for you, well, then this is definitely not the video for you. So go ahead, turn me off. I'm going to hell. Whatever. Anyway, so I've defined that. Cool. Yay. So me, I identify as gender fluid. I'll try to stick all these down in the comments, but the quick and dirty of it is that I am fine identifying as male or female. So I stick there, and then I kind of wobble around as I feel. That's why sometimes you catch me doing this. This is because not only do I have a lot of friends who are gay, and I've kind of inherited the fierceness of that, and I'm going to say this. I have to channel that because I do sometimes, I do get a little feminine, and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually hide it at times because there is still a ness to be considered like that's wrong because I look manly. So that must mean I'm either gay or other horrible words that, such bad people would call me. No, I'm gender fluid. I'm not even going to go into sexual orientation today, guys. That's just, no, we're not doing that. So at the end of the day, I express male because right now it is safe. Sadly, yes, I'm picking safe. And I don't have a lot of money, so options are limited. Um, but at the same time, I identify. So there's identify and express. Express is, show, and I think we can kind of get what that all means. So I've written characters that are female, and they use pronouns such as she, her, hers. But Nyla Clarkson in Walk Between Shadows specifically is genderqueer or gender fluid. She dresses masculine, feminine, and as she feels. She is, in fact, scoliosexual. For those of you who do not know, well, technically she's bi, but she doesn't really. But she's more leaning towards people who are third. So the current big crush for her is a character named Hokulani Nakamura, and Hokulani is this very, very, very good-looking trans woman from Hawaii. Let's just go with that. So, quick note: scoliosexual means, as I said, it's you are attracted to people who are non-binary, specifically. And Nyla dresses for how she feels. So at times she'll be very, very masculine, good old-fashioned, aggressive lesbian style. Or she'll go very feminine. And this is not just, but she's not gay. She doesn't fit into that part of that culture. She is gender fluid, and she's dressing that because when she's dressing in such a way, she is adopting a male feeling, male persona. She is adopting that expression because she's identifying masculine at that time. Just as when she changes her clothes, she's identifying feminine. She goes with how she feels. And we'll see more of this as the character evolves, but I plan on switching her pronouns to more of a third gender as she evolves. Right now, she's just becoming more about who she's meant to be. Whereas in Threefold Seer, we're going to see a character right off the bat expresses, who has to hide themselves because of their culture, who wants to be a woman but is stuck in the body of a man. That's Princess Secontia. And right off the bat, I'm going to have to find a way to make it so that the reader can tell, and there's going to be a sudden switch in pronouns, and that the purpose of that is to explore, this notion of, if I reveal who I am, these scary priests in blue veils will burn me at the stake. So that's kind of a thing, versus another character named Ewen, who already is very happy with who A is. And I'm going to say A, their pronouns are A or M, even the books. And this was done to emphasize, how established the character is, because even when you read it, Ewen is very happy with who A is. The same goes for the Pale Pirate Lord character, Sengu Chaukae, who uses the pronouns they, zer, them, and they are very happy with. They is very happy with how people treat them, because their life is quite simple. They are a pale pirate lord. They're a pirate lord. Why would you care what your gender is if you're a pirate? I mean, pirates. Just go there. Awesome. So, I write these characters because, well, we need more representation. I mean, I'm not saying there's a lack of it. I mean, there's plenty of writers right now who are attacking this, but I feel that as someone who is still fighting their own gender identity, that it is the best way for me to express my feelings on the situation is to write about it. And the more I write, the more I learn, the more I can get my thoughts out, the more I can express, all I've learned as an anthropologist, as a writer, as a linguist, as a person in general of the millennial generation who was raised by two former hippies. I mean, when I told my dad this, his reply was, "Whoever you are, son, I love you." My mom was just like, "Yeah, I kind of saw this coming." So I have pretty cool parents. And so not everyone gets that chance. And the best way to give people a greater sense of, that life can be better, is to tell their struggle and to give them positive role models that they can identify with. I mean, this is why when Jamie Clayton was casted to play Nomi on, and the fact that you saw her being called her male name and she was being treated horribly by her family on Sense8, it was a big deal. Or the fact in this last, spoiler alert for what happened last season of, Orange is the New Black, that it was a big deal because there still is a lot of violence going on. I mean, we have people being banned from bathrooms because there is still an inability by members of the population to act more adult, to act more accepting. I mean, this is not a freakish thing. So I felt the need to create a story, and this is something I've been sitting on for a while. I mean, one of my other books, I originally wanted one of the characters to change gender because I wanted them to explore that concept, and not just as a poof thing. I wanted it to be a fact that they had difference in how their identity and how it revealed more about who they are. And so it's a complicated issue. I mean, it's like how I write fey expressions to deal with, to get people to understand, depression and other things. All of us writers try to spread ideas as a means to get people to listen, but also so that ideas can be spread around. I just said that, but it's a way so people can understand it. And so this is why, not only as a genderqueer person I write, I created, these different personalities, and I'm purposely going out of my way to create characters with different identities. It's to show how prejudice can evolve and how prejudice can not only exist between normal people and the other people, but how people themselves with these experiences have prejudice. It's just a concept, and how it's a human tale. And I think I'm pretty clear on that. So thank you for listening. Check out the stuff down below. Wait for next month. Then, as the Amazon say, our Fehen Shush. Spirits with you.